Hello there, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome back to Super Meatboy Part 12. Yes, I know. Why are you watching Part 12? You should be watching 1 through 12. Why are you just coming in halfway through? Anyways, not important. Thank you for watching nonetheless. Alright, guys. We're back with some more story time. That's right, where I share some stories about my life. You guys laugh and watch me fail a bunch on Super Meatboy. Really easy stuff. We're going to continue to get some more band-aids in this part, beat levels. You'll see replays, you'll see how many attempts it actually takes to beat Super Meatboy. Hopefully this will cut down the amount of time and fail time that you guys will be seeing and make it a little bit easier to digest. But let's get right into it. The reason why everyone's here is story time. Matt, you have such good stories. I know, thank you. Thank you for telling me that, Matt. So, as it turns out, I've got a number of them. So, for those of you who don't know, which should be just about everybody because I haven't really said this, I was a cashier for a number of years. And in that time, I met a lot of interesting people. Mostly didn't talk to anybody and kind of kept my head down and never really said a lot. But I did meet a couple of weirdos, and I'm going to be sharing some of my work stories, actually. There's a bunch of good ones. This is my best by far. Now, I will never forget this woman or this day. I'm just doing my usual thing, scanning through my things, looking good doing it. And then I get this question, and I'll never forget this question. This is such a unique and interesting question that it's impossible to forget. I have a woman go through my cash. I'm scanning her stuff, and she says to me, "Do you use energy?" And I look back at her, and I've just seen this woman for the first time. I have no idea who this is. I said, "I'm sorry, what do you mean?" Instantly, my mind thinks of electricity. Do I use too much electricity? Is that what she's asking me? Because, you know, energy, like, do you use energy? And she's not asking anything. She's not changing the way she's asking it. She's simply repeating the question. And I'm getting it less and less. I'm like, what do you mean exactly? I don't think I quite understand. She's like, you know, like how you guys use energy. And I am just completely lost. And I'm like, I'm sorry, miss. I really don't know what you mean, right? And then she's just like, well, it's okay. I understand. All you men are all the same. You guys like to keep your secrets to yourself. And instantly, my brain clicks on. I refuse to allow another woman to think to herself, oh, all those men with their dastardly cult meetings and how they get together and how to screw over women. No, I hate that. I hate that mentality, and I couldn't handle it. So I was like, you know what? God damn it, woman, I'm going to answer your question. And then I answered, well, I wonder if you could help me out. By energy, do you mean like auras or I think auras is the best word to put it. So I said, you use auras? Is that what you mean? She's like, yeah, but more like energy. And I'm like, well, all right, well, how do you think? How could I help you with that? She's like, well, I have this gentleman who I work with, and he's sending me a really red hot, fierce desire energy, and I just can't accept that into my life right now. Now, I take a couple of seconds, and I assess what she needs as a customer and as someone asking for my advice about my energy proficiency. And I say to her, all right, well, have you tried, I don't know, talking to him and saying, I can't have this right now? She's like, no, that's not really what I'm looking for. And I'm like, have you tried to just maybe, like, just sort of avoid him and not talk to him? I'm going very secular with the with my options, basically, non-energy related. And she's like, no, that's not what I'm really looking for. And I thought a little bit more, and I kept on trying to ask her, you know, like, is there maybe like some way that you can talk to him or anything? Like, can you just sort of try and, you know, and focus less on that and other things? She's like, no, I sorry, like, that's not really what I'm looking for. I was like, well, I gave up. I said, well, miss, I'm sorry I couldn't be more help for you today, right? And I felt a little disappointed. I wish I could have helped her out. But, I mean, she was kind of looking for this be-all, end-all voodoo magic shit I couldn't provide. Now, that was a story I told for a very long time. I told this story for 3 months of this weirdo who asked me if I used energy for such a long time that it, you know, she was the do you use energy lady, right? Finally, I'm just at my cash, and would you believe, 3 months later, this woman comes back. This woman remembers me, and she comes back, and she says, "I just wanted to thank you." And I said, "For what, ma'am?" Right? Like what? How do you want to thank me? I mean, was it a fantastic job I did on your groceries? I hope not. I hope it's not that. And she said, "No, I just wanted to thank you. Around 10 o'clock, after we had just eaten Chinese buffet, I felt this. I went to go pay for my meal, and I felt this huge release." And just this release of all that negative and undesired energy that that was entering my life, and I just felt this release, like I could be released from its hold, which is kind of gross sounding too. On top of that, but I you know what? Without missing a beat, I was like, "Ma'am, you're very welcome." And she said, "Thank you. I know it was you that helped out." I was like, well, whatever I could do to help. And that was pretty much it. Like, I've seen her a few times since then, but for the most part, it's been very, very casual. We haven't brought up the that story at all. And yeah, it's been good. Now another story that I would like to share with you guys, actually, is one with me and a bunch of friends. Now, I loved camping as a kid. I did a lot of that with my family, and one time I went camping with a bunch of friends. Now, we were being rambunctious and silly, and if for those of you who haven't been camping, they have these things called outhouses. They're not real toilets. They're basically a hole with a toilet mount over top of them, and it's like a huge connected like sewer system of like just feces. Yes, it's disgusting. So what ended up happening is that we were being completely rambunctious and off our case, and one thing that came to our mind was, you know what? Let's throw some rocks into the outhouses, right? Because it makes like a splashing sound or whatever else we were thinking. Must have been no older than 10-ish. I'm gonna say 10-ish. Now, what ended up happening was we go in and we're throwing in little rocks, and then like you listen for the splash, right? And then there's a whole bunch of rocks around this outhouse. We're taking little ones, splash, splash, and then one of my friends, what does he go ahead and say? He says, Matt, do this really big one. And this was a huge ass rock. This was a rock that I could tell would just fit this stupid like toilet seat, right? Now, something you need to know, my friends and I were all camping in an area with our families. It wasn't like I just brought these friends with me. No, their families came camping with us. So he says, let's do it. And I'm like, nah, like I'm not gonna do that, right? And he's just like, okay, well then I'm gonna do it. So what he does is he takes this big ass rock and he throws it in. Now we're on the outside. There's not really a heck of a lot of room. We don't really feel like going in on this big rock. And he goes inside the outhouse. We hear it. We hear like the rock smashing against the ground. You can hear it, the hook, right? And then this big splash, like an explosion of water. And then we just hear the most satisfying sound I've ever heard in my life from my friend. He's just like, oh! We're like, oh no. He comes out. His face is drenched in shit. Oh my god. Like there is a lot of meters between the ground and this explosion of water, and it came up and shot him straight into the face and all over like the front of his body. He just came out. He's like, oh guys. I'm like, oh shit. So we start running, and he's like, wait. He's covered in shit. Smells like shit. Most rancid smell of my life. And it's so funny because he goes back to his campsite where his parents are, and his parents are like, we've been here for 3 hours and you've already got yourself covered in shit. Oh god, good ass story. I'm not gonna lie, it was a ton of fun. Oh man. But yeah, that's just 2 of the stories that I have for you guys today. We learned about one lady who is well known as the Use Energy and we learned about how my friend did not think it through with his activities while we were camping. Anyways, guys, thank you for watching. I hope you guys have yourselves a great day, and I'll see you guys next time.